Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter channel. And I have with me this morning Sean from The Guy Who Sews, and I'm going to spotlight him first so that he can talk about his channel himself and what's upcoming. And yeah, especially because he's about to have a bigger family in a couple of weeks. So go for it, Sean.
Well, good day, and thank you for having me yet again. It's always a pleasure to hang out with my friend Katie for a little while. For anyone that doesn't know who I am, my name is Sean, and I have a channel called The Guy Who Sews, and I do a few different things. My main things are the Saturday morning lives at 8 a.m. So I am the early guy on a Saturday morning. I usually have a guest join me, and then on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, I also have a podcast episode. So once you finish watching this, you can also duck over and check that out. And yeah, as Katie said, we also host international exchange students, high school for the year, and we'll be getting two young ladies joining us in the next couple of weeks. So that'll be exciting as well. So thank you again, Katie, for having me. I think I answered all your questions, right?
Where are your two girls coming from this go around?
Belgium and Bulgaria.
Yay! So what do you know what language Bulgaria speaks?
Bulgarian, I believe. It
Isn't
seems like
that
it's
what?
yeah, I don't understand a word of it. Thankfully she speaks English. Otherwise we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I didn't
But
know
I
what
think
language it was, so that's why I
yeah, it's
asked.
Bulgarian. I think it like if you look at the language itself, it looks like they've got some of those Greek letters and that sort of thing there. So I think it's like a mix of Greek and Slavic and that sort of thing there as well. So yeah, if you look at it like her name and words and that, you have that Greek influence definitely. And I think it all has also has like some Slavic that sort of thing there as well. I can't pronounce any of those words. I don't have the right um because when you grow up in certain areas, you say certain words. Like Danish, for instance, has those words that a certain pronunciation of certain words that I just can't get out. So,
I
and
have,
that part of Europe over there in Bulgaria and stuff is no different.
yeah, I have a really great story to tell you relating to Belgium. When I was a teenager, me and my sisters, when we were still in the church, a young man was going to the Lake City, which back then, and even when I was going to college, it was called the Lake City Community College. And he was a foreign exchange student, attended, I think he was doing forestry. He was the nephew to the King of Belgium.
Oh, that's fun.
And, and I'm not big on royalty or anything like that, but it was really interesting because he had joined the church, and he liked my sister, my middle sister, and
Right.
he drove this little not BMW, it was a little sports car that the top came down and it was red. And he'd come by and pick us girls up, and we'd go running around all over town, having a good time. And then I guess he had been there about a year, and his parents found out that he had joined a non-traditional church, and they made him come home, and we never saw him again, and it was so sad because he was just a joy to be around.
Yeah, that's really neat to hear.
Yeah, he before, when he had to leave, he sent roses to a lot of people in the church, but he sent my sister 3 dozen red roses.
Oh, wow.
And she just we never saw him again, but his name was Gregory Copay. And he was just an amazing person, because you never know what you're, that was the first time I guess I'd ever been exposed to someone from another country.
Right.
So it was really cool. It's just too bad we lost contact with him, because he was really cool.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
All right, let's say hello to people in the chat.
Oh, for sure.
Brat,
Yeah.
Brat
I'm getting
uh,
distracted.
46, what's your first name, please? um Him or her, I don't know which you are.
I forget. I know like they're in like I think like Danny's chat a lot and some of the other folks that I follow. And oh, I just cannot remember the name. I've been up since like 5:30 this morning getting my podcast ready before I came on live with Katie. And so my brain's just a little bit fried this morning. So I see
Anyway,
Flip.
they Brat was here first. Lori came in second. Hello, Lori Colgan. Happy anniversary,
Yes,
Lori, of
absolutely. 40
40.
years is amazing. I mean,
Wow,
I
that's pretty darn cool.
yeah, like I think my 23 years is a long time, but then you think of 40, that's just amazing. And I
Yeah,
think my in-laws will be celebrating their 50th later in the year as well. So
that's,
congratulations to you
that's
all. I think it's
wonderful.
amazing.
And hello to Flicky Chicky. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Muriel. Hey, Andrea. Hello, Judy Smith. I think I got everybody now. If I miss someone, y'all holler.
And you said Linda,
Oh, and then
correct?
there's
Like,
Linda. Yeah. Linda says, "Oh, Katie, you're doing the woven star. Really pretty fun. That will make a nice quilt." Yeah. I wanted you guys, it's not sewn together, but I wanted you to see the effect it's going to create since I'm doing the smaller size and Sean's doing the bigger size.
hmm I think it's looking really good so far, and I like it with the white that you're doing as well, because I'm doing a black background
Yeah,
with
it's going to be
mine.
fun seeing both versions with you with the dark and me with the light. I think your dark is amazing too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
if you've never tried putting a dark background on a quilt block, definitely give it a go. I'm a huge fan of it. That's kind of my go-to now, as well. And yeah, the woven star does make a beautiful quilt. As I'm actually working on a separate project from what I'm doing with Katie, and it's actually going to go into the state fair in about a month. And it's actually representing all the different country flags that we've hosted in the past as well. So if you haven't seen that already, duck over to my podcast later on after you watch this, and you'll get to see an update on that as well. So yeah, definitely makes a beautiful quilt there as well, even if you do it by itself. But I think the two blocks together are going to look amazing as well. So we're just continuing on this at our own pace, and it's going to be really fun. And yeah, I see Flicky Chicky's here with us, and she says 5 a.m. She's an insomniac. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see her here because she's out there in the LA area, if I remember correctly.
hello, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. Did I ever
Yes, it's
answer
good
the
to see
question
you.
about first name?
Yeah,
No.
that's Jennifer. Prep Fraternity Homestead is Jennifer. That's
Yeah.
that's correct. That one I do
Um,
remember.
yeah, I got her right. I didn't see where Brett um told us or not. Muriel says my dad and my stepmom are going to be celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary, but they've been together for 45 years. Congratulations. Me and Nikolai will celebrate our 15th on January the 2nd. And I have an anniversary coming up in 8 days. I will hit my 14th year of residency in Greenland.
Oh, very nice.
I can't believe I've been here that long. You know,
I know
time
time
flies.
flies.
I know, when I hit the 14th year, and then my oldest granddaughter, she turns 14 in December.
Well, that's an easy way to remember it then.
Yeah, because I didn't get to go back to because I just moved here, and she was born in December, so I didn't get to go home and see her born. But I did get to go back to the United States to see her when she was about, let's see, she was already crawling. So she was probably about 7 or 8 months old, I think. And I tell you what, that baby, when she was a baby, she was easy, just like her mama was when it came to that young age. You could put her to bed without any, you know, without without having to fight her to get her in the bed. She never cried. She was always smiling.
Well,
She
that's
was a good
good.
baby.
Makes it a lot easier. I mean,
Uh, Andrea says they will be celebrating 25 years on October the 1st. Congratulations. Let me
very
see.
nice.
Flicky says, I usually do, but tonight was bad pain night. See, there's another one that you're having pain trouble.
Yeah, you
Mine,
talked about that with me earlier, so
yep, I'm in pain today, and you may not be able to tell it, but I am. But we are going to push through it today because I have things to do today. I have two
I know.
lives to deal with today. This morning, and then I'm going on to John's from
Guys
Guys Craft
Craft too.
2. Yep. He's invited me over onto his channel, which y'all don't see me on other people's channels much. Mostly just Sean's. And this has been a great invite to get to go to another channel so I don't have to run the show. So I'm
You're making
excited
me,
about sewing with him on his channel.
yeah, you made me chuckle on that because I was on a live on Thursday night and I had no intention of hosting, but poor Kim went she froze and I was like, yeah, we're not doing this dead air thing, so I just jumped in and hosted. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, I saw it. You did a good job. It was funny her comment about, oh, go ahead, Sean. You can keep on running it.
Well, I was like, there's no point in us all just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, It's like
Yeah.
we can continue on, like we know what we're doing. So,
Yep. Definitely.
and
So,
I'm so
Sean,
used to being the host.
Sean, do you want to show them your stars or what you do have done so they can see what it looks like?
Yeah, sure. Um, show you this in a
Because
second.
I'm a little remiss. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, I actually got a little pile. So
I figured
hang
even
on.
if you don't have to have them on a board or nothing. I just thought it would be cool if they could see the effect.
Yeah,
Kim's
so I've
connection
got
was bad. Midwest was having storms, apparently, said Flicky.
right. Yeah, she was having connection issues before we even went live and that. So I just figured, I figured she'd be back in a few seconds, but if not, like we just carry on without us. So this is one of the courthouse stairs, which I did with Tula Pink, scraps that I had floating around, and then one of the woven stars. That was
That
just
looks
some
so good.
that one,
I
yeah,
love
and that was just
and
scraps
look
from
at
a
that
project
fabric
that I
you
made.
used. Yeah, that fabric's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it was actually one of my last purchases from Joann's before they went out of business. So, and then just some purples. This is with all solids.
Nice.
And then we've got another pink one, which is some solids, and then there's some that's like I think this one here. Well, hang on, let me put my finger on it. This one here's like a grunge type fabric as well. And then I think the last time we were together, I made all these, Katie, the
Yeah, that one looks
tulip
good.
pink.
I like that one
Yeah,
too.
and then the stripes
That
again,
is
more tulip.
interesting.
Yeah, this is all Tula. This is like the scraps I had left over from the Wizard of Oz project that I've been doing with John at Art East, and this is all the tiny dots by Tula. Yes,
The
if you
polka
like Tula, you're in
dots.
for a treat right now. Um, and some more. This is from, I think this was
Sweet.
like Alice's dress and so forth, and the Mad Hatter. And
Hey,
then
Joy
last
P.
Tula.
Oh, look at that. That looks wonderful, Sean. I think we're going to have some pretty little quilts when we get
Yep.
done.
And then this was a
Wow.
lot of Allison glass fabric. Again, scraps we just have floating around. This is the nice thing about this project is you don't need a lot of fabric. You just pull out your scrap
Just
bucket.
scraps. Yeah, just get in your
It
scrap
is
bucket. That's right.
this is actually some leftovers from the pink quilt that I'm currently working on. And then this is the same fabric as that woven star that you were really liking there, Katie.
Yeah, that looks wonderful, Sean.
So that's what I've got done so far. I've cut out 5 more to do. I don't know if I'll get them all done today. I don't like my chances on that, but whatever I don't get done this morning, we can do during the week as time
Yep, yep.
allows the rest.
Yeah, I think today since I'm going to be on another live with someone else, I'll probably continue on working on mine because
Yeah.
I figured if I get enough, I don't think I have enough to do the whole long line, 2 rows, but we'll see what happens. If I get enough made, at least I can start lining them up if I want to. I don't
Well,
think
once
I
you get
want
in,
to sew them. I don't think I want to sew them together though until I have like at least over half of it done. That way, when I'm laying it out, I'm not like doing repeat or something.
oh yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna wait till I'm all done too.
Yeah.
Flicky Chick is asking, are these FPP? The answer to that is
Yes.
yes, they are. This is the courthouse stair pattern, and you can see. Actually, I'll show you the back of a couple of them, and that way you can kind of see what they look
Yep.
like. The courthouse steps is basically a what do you call it, log cabin, and then the woven star. Let me just grab that one real quick. We'll grab the one Katie really likes. Looks like this
Yep.
as well. And this has been a fantastic way. If you are a traditional piecer and you want to learn foundation paper piecing, I highly recommend these as a way to learn to turn your traditional, mindset into learning how to do FPP because these are just all triangles and rectangles that you cut. And so it makes that transition, learning how to do FPP a whole lot easier. At least for me, that's been my experience because it,
Agreed. Yeah. Um, all you're doing, I mean, you have to, well, with the woven star, you have to cut it into four pieces, which I'll show you a whole piece of one.
yeah. But I mean,
And
I
then,
think, now that I've done a couple, it takes like 30, like cutting in that, it takes like 30, 45 minutes for each one for the woven star. These, I
mhm,
think I knocked out like four of them in the 2 hour live we did last time. So yeah, once you get the first couple might take you a bit longer until you get used to it. But yeah, once you get going and you kind of get into a rhythm, they come together super quickly as well. And it's something that you don't really have to think about a whole lot. Like you can just pull, these are something that I've actually pulled out on evenings after work where I've just wanted to do something easy and because I'm running out of cotton cut stuff to work on, because that's always been my go-to because they work well for that too. But yeah, these are just something that you just pull out, once everything's cut, and even if you haven't got it cut, it takes like 5 or 10 minutes to cut out a block. It doesn't take long at all, and then you can just get going and away you go. So. Where do you get the pattern from the star? You can get the papers from I've heard that you can get them in some quilt shops, but we both bought these off Fat Quarter Shop. They're the courthouse steps, and then there's a woven stars. They're available in the 4 inch blocks or the 6 inch. Katie's doing the four, I'm doing the six, and I think they were about $10 and some
yeah, $10
change.
10 uh at Fat Quarter Shop they were $9.98. Now I don't know what they are now, but
Yeah, I think
they're
I paid.
relatively inexpensive in the
Yeah,
grand
and it's
scheme of
40,
things.
42 pages in each book, so you can make a decent size wall hanging with one of these books. I think it tells you how many you need.
Yeah,
Um, hang
at
on.
least in my opinion, it's relatively not too terribly expensive.
It's not. I thought it'd be worse. And as I said, I've had this thing here and I've been working on it for 6 months now, on and off. And I've made a beautiful little wall hanging, which you'll have to go over to my channel and look because that's too far away for me to reach. And we're doing this. And yeah, it's just a fun little project to work on. So yeah, if you're looking into stepping into FPP, again, this is something I highly recommend that you take a look at to introduce yourself. And I'm not getting paid by anyone to say that. This has just been
Yeah,
my
neither one of us
experience.
are. Yeah, this
No,
is
we're not affiliates
yeah.
or anything.
We don't have
Yeah,
the gift of having affiliates, so yeah, we're not getting paid for this.
yeah. I just, as I said, like I'm so glad Katie talked me into doing this project. She's like, "Hey, Sean, let's do this project." And I will admit, at the beginning, I was like, "I don't know if I want to do this." Like, I did this FPP
You
thing.
didn't, because you said you were not a foundation paper piecing, and then when I was watching the video of Kimberly doing it, she made it look so easy, and I'm like, well, this would be a good way for both of us to you get your feet wet and me work more on my skill set with it.
Yeah,
And,
and that's why I
and
was just
then
like, "Let's just do it."
yeah, and then he agreed, and I'm like, yay.
No, it's been really good, and and now that and everybody else does too. But this was actually a good thing because you actually helped inspire my state fair quilt this year.
Yep,
Because I grabbed some of those blocks. I was driving to work one morning and said, "Oh, I could make country flags out of these and make that a dog quilt."
yep. I'm not careful, I'm gonna get something mixed up here. That's supposed to be with that one and this one with this one. Okay. Let me read some stuff in the chat real quick.
Okay.
Linda says, wait, I gotta go backwards. Okay, so we were talking about pain and then we got on something else. Let's see. Flicky Chicky says, I got EFF, Karma, and Country in bed with me for doggo heating pads.
I have
Flicky says,
those too.
Linda says, Flicky, Thursday and Friday night were that way for me. I just got a few hours only. Um, and then Jennifer asked me, how often do you get to go visit your family? I go every other year to the United States, so I'm due to go next year. Um, Normally Nikolai goes with me, but this upcoming year he's going to sit it out due to the current state of affairs. And I don't know. I might not get to travel either. We'll see. Um, it just depends on if things stay the same or if they worsen. We'll see. Um, Linda says, absolutely distract your pain with quilting. And Brad says, my name is Mary Ann. I have the volume on low, so I missed your question. Hello,
Oh,
Mary Ann.
excellent, Marianne.
Now
Okay,
let's hope I can remember that.
we're gonna try. I am horrible with names, and I'd love to hear in the comments as well if you're horrible with names too. Because I've noticed over the last few years where I've just said, you know what, I'm just going to admit it and tell folks that. A lot of times they'll come back and their response will be, "Oh, don't worry about it, me too." So yeah, yeah,
I
it's
think
okay.
that,
I think there's a big stigmatism about trying to remember everything. It's okay if you forget. Just tell folks and just say, "Hey, I'm sorry. Where do I know you from?" Because people come up to me all the time and go, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?" And I'll be like, "Where do I know these people from?" And so now I just ask them, "Hey, can you remind me where I know you from?" And I'm bad with names.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. Um, I I remember faces. I'm really good.
Hmm.
Oh, I know this person. I know their face. But if I don't talk to them on a regular basis, I tend to forget their name, which is the oddest thing. And I think that's actually a thing with some humans. Some humans don't remember faces, but they remember names of someone. And others like us, we remember faces, but we don't remember their name. It's a thing apparently. There's a name for it actually.
Yeah,
So
there's all sorts of yeah. I'm not good at that stuff. It's not my area of specialty. I think if you're one of those, what is it? Like if you're in the medical field that does that sort of stuff, you'd know more about the clinical names of that. But yeah, I do
yeah.
believe that is a thing.
Good morning, Fern King. Uh, let's see. Fern says, Muriel, I just came. Oh, she came from someone's live. Um,
Oh yeah, Deb,
Linda says they're having
Deb, and that was
storms.
early.
Yeah. Flicky says, Allegria. I hope I said that name right, which is Linda, right? Yeah, Linda. Um,
Yeah,
other than the fact that they're all big dogs, F is a Bouvier, Karma is a Clumber, and Contra is a Golden. Yep, those are big dogs. And Joy T says, beautiful, Sean.
thank you.
Living and crafting with MS. What's your first name? Because I don't know your name either. She says,
That's
hello,
Alex.
everyone. Huh?
Yeah, her name is Alex. She has her own
Hi,
channel as
Alex.
well. Does her own lives. I think usually on a Saturday afternoon, a little bit before yours, or is it no? Or is it a weeknight? I tune in when I can to Alex. Yeah, she's a lot of fun too.
Linda says, oh, you're both doing woven stars. Wowza, I love them, Sean. Joy T says hi to Alex. Fern says, Sean, love your fabric choice. Chloe says, pretty. Uh-oh. The screen just popped on me again. Hang on, I gotta back up where I was at.
Oh,
Let's
you're
see.
fine.
Clicky Chicky says, I finished my big pineapple FPP, so I'm doing a small scrappy one, trying to get over my dislike of scrappy quilts. Yeah, I've been doing nothing but scrappy, you guys, for for the last hot minute, huh, Sean? And
Yeah,
then Linda says there's a free pattern for a woven heart quilt, but I don't know if Gina Tell offered it or if Fat Quarter Shop did. She said she thinks it's free on Fat Quarter Shop. Joy says that's cool, Alex. I'll take a look there. Alex says that sounds like me, Flicky Chicky. I am more of a controlled scrappy when I do scrappy quilting. Fern King says conquering Mount Scrapmore has lots of free patterns. Yes, she does.
yeah, she's
Um,
a definitely a great resource for that. Yeah, there's a lot of free stuff out there. So if you want to do that, it's definitely a great option. Just with this project that Katie and I did, um, it being like $10 for each pad. And I actually had a $25 gift card that I think Katie gave me for my birthday. So
yeah,
that's how I got the pads for me were actually free because of the gift card that I had. So, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of great free resources out there. Pinterest. I know Alex has said in the past that she goes, she can print them out on the computer and that sort of thing there. So, and that's a good option for you as well. So if you want to try it for, this sort of thing for free, there's similar patterns out there that you can use. I just thought it was, this was going to be more convenient for me. And as I said, I had the gift card. So it made the choice a little easier for me. But yeah, you do whatever works best for you. I mean, that's always been my philosophy.
Okay. Rita's been a channel member for 7 months. I can't believe that. Thank you for sticking with me, Rita. I appreciate that so much. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Candace. Let me see. Did I miss anyone? I hope I caught everyone. Yeah, I think I did.
Think you
Okay.
did.
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah. All right. Where did my ruler go? Here it is. Yeah, I was a hot mess on my live yesterday morning. I kept losing my pattern that I was working on. And you'd think I was talking about some little book, but it was actually like this humongous big like thing here. I kept
No,
misplacing it. I couldn't find, even though it was sitting right in front of me. So
I just got to make sure I don't sew this in the wrong direction
yeah,
I'm still not quite awake yet.
I know I've had that problem too.
Well,
I
yesterday, um, I don't remember what time I got to bed the night, let's see, it was Friday night as of the live, but I think I went to bed a couple hours after my live ended because like I said, I've been in pain. And so I tried to lay down because sometimes going horizontal does help. And so I was asleep and I was having a nightmare
mm,
yesterday morning, and my phone rang at 8:30 in the morning. And when I get into that dream state thing, I'm really lethargic, and so my brain and my hands are two different things are going on, and I'm reaching
right.
for the phone, and by the time I try to answer it, they hung up. And I'm looking, and then it takes me a few minutes to get my eyeballs to focus because that's one of the problems I'm having with my eyes. And so I'm like, screw it. And I was glad to be awoken from the dream because the dream I was in was not cool. And so I went back to sleep, and then about 30 minutes later, or tried to go back to sleep. 30 minutes later, I'm like, well, too late because I was aggravated
Yep.
because the phone woke me up. So I got up and I looked at the phone. I finally got around to looking at the phone number, and I'm like, I don't even recognize that phone number. Why did you call me and wake me up?
Maybe they had solar panels or an extended car warranty to sell you.
Was a phone number here in town, so it was more than likely the same person that seems to call my phone number every so often, who doesn't speak any English, and probably was calling a friend and called my number by accident. Probably
Oh,
what it
okay.
was, because that does happen a lot with my phone number. But anyway, it woke me up, and then I stayed awake all day yesterday. I never even went and tried to take a nap yesterday, nothing. And so when I went to bed last night, I was really tired. And then I woke up this morning.
I know because you were up early yesterday because I saw you were in
I'm
my
never
chat.
up that early, but I was yesterday because I was watching
Yeah,
your live yesterday.
I know. I saw you pop in the chat, and I was like, "Oh, this is unusual because I usually don't
Yeah,
see."
Katie's never here when I'm alive. Yeah. Well, I was
Which is
yesterday.
fine. I mean, you always watch the replay and stuff, and
Yeah, I do.
I know it's early for a lot of folks. So if you're someone that comes and watches the replay, you know, I love you just as much as if you come in the live chat. Because to me, a replay is just as good as a live. It still counts as a view. It still shows that you're supporting us. And the only real difference is that you don't get to participate in the live chat. But other than that, you get to see everything else. So, if you're watching a replay, that's fantastic. I think it's still the same. Good morning, Chloe. I see she popped in. I think she's came in earlier and I just forgot
Yeah,
to say
she did.
hi.
I had already
Okay.
said hi.
Okay.
Uh,
I get distracted easily.
oh, hello, Lori. She's in here also.
Yeah, I think
Trying to
Jamie
catch up.
popped
Oh,
in
and
too.
Jamie's here from the quilting compound. Welcome, welcome. See, some
Yeah,
people are
she's a lot
slipping
of
in here that's getting past my eyeballs.
yeah, she's usually in my chat too. I think she's one of the early birds. So um I think she's closer to the East Coast than she is to the West Coast. So
Also, she also is always on Teresa Louise's channel.
right. Yeah, I like Jamie a lot. I need to have her back on my channel at some
I
point in
need
the
to have her to
future.
come sew with me too. We haven't sewn together in a while.
Yeah. She's a lot of fun. We say good morning to Laurie, I hope, from North Georgia mountains.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw. Yeah, that's
Flicky's
what it
asking
says.
how the
Like,
dachshund's doing.
are we asking for yours or mine?
I don't know. Why don't we both answer and that way we cover it?
Well, right now, Nora's still on the bed. She didn't jump off. I told her to stay, so let's hope she stays there for a bit.
Yeah.
So she's not in here disrupting everything. You know her, the drama queen.
Yeah, and Finley is, well, Finley's half dachshund, but she looks mostly dachshund. She's asleep. That's the nice thing about me going live this time in the morning is I get up, they come downstairs, they get their breakfast, they go outside and do their business, and then they come and go to sleep. So it works out beautifully for me um doing this. Flicky says all the dachshunds, of course. Okay, cool. I figured that's what you probably meant. I was thinking we'll just cover all our bases and make sure we don't miss anything. So,
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that she associates lives with FOOD, just
yeah,
because she's got good hearing, and you all you got to do is mention it, and she'll be in here in a heartbeat. Because that dog, that's all she studies is that.
yep. That's how Copper's like that too. The one that likes to associate lives with that word is actually the what we like to call our water dog or turtle behind us. She starts dancing around. A lot of times I'll feed her before we go live so she's not dancing around too much.
Yeah. Um,
Yes.
there those striped cooter turtles are so cool.
Yeah, she's fun. We love Miss Rowena, and she's actually one of I think sometimes she's more popular up with my viewers than I am. So everyone always loves seeing us. All right, Flicky says since a large part of me wants a dachshund, they are a really fun breed to have. I love
I
having a
enjoy the heck
dachshund.
out of them. Yep. We just need to find Nora a playmate, another Dotson, and I don't know when that's going to happen. It's with everything in the world going on, it's just I definitely couldn't get one from Russia like I normally would have.
Right.
That's where she came from. She was born in Moscow and comes from a really great uh, line of dog. And
Yeah.
I would love to have another one because you see a lot of Dachshunds that have that nervous thing where they're shaking and stuff. She doesn't do that. And I'm, because it, I think it's that nervous thing you see from some dogs is from their breeding, their bloodlines or something, or overbreeding it or whatever. And she doesn't have that nervous tick thing that so many do. And I
Yeah, it's
wanted to get
interesting.
another one from the same breeder, but right now there's too many sanctions on Russia. So, and
Yeah,
it's
it's interesting you mentioned that because none of the dachshunds myself or the family's ever had have been nervous. Well, except maybe one that my dad got from Queensland. But yeah, the others have all been, very boisterous and
very vocal. Oh my God.
very. Oh yeah, Bandit, the long-haired one. Probably, if you watch my channel, at its infancy, you probably saw him. Like he would get, dinner time was at 5, and then he decided, he'd go about a minute earlier every day to start dancing
Start
for his
reminding,
dinner.
time to eat, time to eat, time to eat. Yep.
Yeah, he
So,
was not he was not shy about saying something.
so Nikolai called last night and um, we were talking, and he's like, I don't hear Nora. I said, she's sleeping up underneath the desk. She hadn't got up because I had him on speaker and she hadn't moved. So I guess she was just, you know, doing her thing. He started calling her, and I'm like, really? You're gonna wake her up, stir her up after I got her settled? Do you know she got up and she sat at the chair and she howled the whole time he was talking?
Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, okay. So I told him, I said, see what you've done? Now you're, and I said, now, and I told Nora, I said, yeah, you tell Daddy to come home. It's time to come home. Because she will, she'll talk to him. He'll say hello to her and start talking to her, and she'll start talking back to him. It's funny.
Yeah, see, whereas ours don't pay any attention to someone on the phone.
She does because it's him. Anyone else she could care less about. Unless
Yeah,
she hears her name mentioned, then she's like
right.
looking, ooh, who said my name? It's just like she'll hear her name on the live and she'll perk up and look. I'm like, who's talking about me?
Yeah, ours don't. Now, if they hear a doorbell on the TV, oh, good gravy, it's on for young and old. But other than
Oh,
that, you
then they
don't.
start barking.
Yeah, there was one commercial that used to ring the doorbell all the time. I think it was like for like a pizza company or something. I was like, these people
Uh-oh.
need these people need to need to
Yeah,
quit.
get off my doorbell, man. Let me see here. Linda says, oh, we had a few. Oh, hey, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Sorry. Flicky says, let me go back a little bit. Oh my gosh, I've missed a bunch of stuff already. Let me see. Jamie says she's on Eastern Standard Time, and she said thank you. Flicky says all the Dotsons, of course. She saw that part. And then hey,
Yep.
Joe, she says good morning. Flicky says since a large part of me wants a Dotson. Oh, I just saw the turtle pop up. She's talking about your
Yeah.
turtle.
I said she.
And
I think she hears her. I think she recognizes her name.
and then Lori says, hi, Sean. I just found you. I guess I have been living under a rock, laugh out loud. Just went over and subscribed to your channel.
Oh, very nice. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, because I was gonna say that's not a name that I recognize. I've been getting a few new subscribers recently, which is fun. It's always good to see the new folks in, and it's always good to see my familiar long-term friends as well. So I love each and every one of you, no matter whether you're here for 5 minutes or 5 years. Well, we've been around for 5 years. If you told me 5 years ago I would have started a YouTube channel, I would have told you were crazy. Um, but it's been a lot of fun. So thank you for that. It's really neat to hear. And it's always nice to know where people are watching from and who's watching and that sort of thing there. Because like in the YouTube metrics, all we see is like number of views and stuff. So it's always good to hear from actual people. So that's really neat. Yeah, Linda
And
says
then
they had a few Dachshunds growing up. Really fun dogs. Yeah, we love them. Like I got my first one when I was 21. That's what I wanted for my 21st birthday. We got little Enzo, and he was a fun dog. And then, yeah, I think the family's had him ever since. My brother ended up getting three of, was it two or three of them? It was Rolly. No, it was two. Yeah, Rolly and Rompel. And then, yeah, Enzo was with them because I moved over here to the States and I didn't want to move. I didn't want to put that stress on him, moving him halfway around the world. So my sister graciously um, looked after him for me. And then, yeah, my sister currently has two. My dad has two. We have Finley. So, yeah, it's kind of like become the family dog.
Flicky says, I want a wire hair standard. May have to take a trip to Germany. Yeah, they've got some good bloodlines. That might be a place for me to look for a standard Dotson is Germany. I thought about Germany because
Well, it's the home of the dogs, and that makes sense.
yeah, all those bloodlines in Germany will be working Dotsons too, which is what I want.
Yeah.
Um, and Lori says Nora is fierce.
Uh-huh.
See, they've all got a taste of her. She sits down here and she definitely talks. And then Flicky says, in the U.S., the minis are more skittish. Yeah, I that's where I saw all these nervous Dotsons was in the United States, and I'm like, why are they like this? But Chihuahuas are the same thing, and I often think that it might be from overbreeding or something, like line
Uh,
breeding or inbreeding or whatever. And also, if trauma happens in the first 6 weeks of a puppy's life, it makes them who they are as an adult. Let's see. Linda
that's
says, Slicky, I would love to add a wire hair terrier to our family, laugh out loud, or a mini Dotson. And then Flicky says, I have three wire terriers, a JRT mix, which I don't know what that stands for, a border Patterdale mix. What's a Patterdale? And then I never heard of that. Let me see. She has floor black cats. Hello, Christine from Sweden. How are you doing? Hey, Tasha. Hey,
Archer's here.
golly, I'm behind.
That's
You
a
have
good problem
Melissa
to have.
here.
It means we've got millions of people watching us, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. I'm not complaining, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Jack Russell Terrier. Okay, perfect.
See, the dog I brought with me to Greenland from Florida, her name was Ichi, and she was 3/4 mini Dachshund and 1/4 Jack Russell Terrier. So her ears were short like the Jack Russell, but she had the Dachshund length, but she was a very small dog. I mean, she weighed all of, I think, 8 or 9 pounds, something like that. She was
Oh,
tiny.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, she was little. And then when I got Nora and Nora reached adulthood, I'm like, my goodness, Dachshunds are a lot bigger than I thought they were because I'd never been around a standard Dachshund. I've only ever seen the little ones. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to, the only reason I didn't go the mini route was because, Arctic weather is harsh on dogs. And I wanted to make sure that, I wasn't, now there is a couple people in town that have the mini themselves. What in the
Yeah, I think it'd
world?
be tough. Yeah, not just the weather, but just like anytime it's snowed or ice or anything else, because the little short legs, I mean, their belly would be dragging across the snow.
Well, her
Um,
belly already does that, even though she's a big Dodson.
Not that it snows much here, but that's kind of the nice thing with Finley is, because she's half beagle, she actually has longer legs than a regular dachshund. So when it does snow and stuff, we don't have to worry about her getting as cold on the belly as if she was like when we had Bandit. He was a mini long haired. Oh, he was a mess. Whenever it snowed and stuff, he'd go outside and run around. Then we'd come back in, we have to comb him off because all the snow would like
Yep,
pelletize and stick to his fur, poor little
yep.
thing. But he loved going outside and that stuff. He had a good time. And he was a mini and he was not skittish at all either. So yeah, I think it might have a lot to do with like you said, maybe
If
the
overbreeding can
line or
definitely
their
create,
environment and
yeah,
that sort of thing.
yep. It definitely can create a problem for sure, for sure.
Yeah. You just got to be careful with the backs though, because if they get the IVDD, which
Yeah,
is that
we're
back problem they have, that's a lot of work to get um, resolved. Sometimes it requires surgery. Sometimes you can do physical therapy with the dogs. Bandit had that when he was about 6, I think it was, and thankfully we did not have to go down the surgery route because we did not have the money for that. We were able to get him we did physical therapy with him. Like basically we held his tail up and helped him, walk for about 3 months until he could walk again. But thankfully he fully recovered from it and he actually walked better once he was done with all this than beforehand. So he may have had that problem for a long time and we just didn't notice.
Well, dysplasia runs pretty rampant in German Shepherds, and I had bought a male German Shepherd. He was black, black, and he had areas that were just tan. He was more of a he looked like a black German Shepherd with just a few trimmings of the other markings that most German Shepherds have.
Yeah.
And he got big fast.
Yeah.
And for a while there, he was limping on his right front leg. And I took him to the vet, and he says it's probably just pano. Don't worry about it. And then a few months after he turned 2, I went outside to go feed them, and he couldn't get up off the ground. So we had to put him in the truck, and I took him to the vet, and they went and they X-rayed him, and they came back out and gave me the bad news. My young 2-year-old German Shepherd had advanced stages of hip dysplasia in both hips and hip and or dysplasia in both his elbows. And
Oh, wow.
when they told me everything he would go through with the surgery and how much it was going to cost, I did the humane thing because he would have stayed in pain for the rest of his life. And I
Yeah.
couldn't bear the idea of putting a dog through all of that,
Right.
because you're talking thousands of dollars. and the things they do to alleviate, the dysplasia part of it doesn't fix the pain that they stay in.
Yeah.
And I just, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
hope
tough
this doesn't
decision.
show up with Nora. I hope Nora doesn't show up with this kind of thing, because we don't have vets here in our town, which means we would have to do the other thing,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to allow her to suffer.
No, no, it's rough. I remember the day Bandit got IVDD. He was running around just fine and dandy, and he went to go upstairs one morning, and he go about 4 steps up, and then he just started crying,
Yep.
and his back end just would not work, and of course it
They're
was a weekend.
they're
A
our
man,
family, but you can only do so much when something like that happens.
yeah. So I took him to the vet, and I actually had pneumonia at the time. Amanda was sick, but I was
Oh
not
God.
contagious at the time. So off to the vet I went, and as I said, thankfully he had a full recovery. Um, ran on around like nobody's business for the rest of his natural life, and there you go. So all right, we are almost done.
Nikolai's planning on building a ramp for Nord, because one of the biggest complaints I have is her jumping off the bed. Now she can't jump on the bed, and you're probably wondering, why can't she jump on the bed? We don't have a carpet in our bedroom. It's wood floors, so there's no
Yeah,
traction where she can get traction to jump. Now, if
right.
that we discovered that she can actually jump on a bed if there's a carpet that won't move. And
Hmm.
I'm like, well, this is a good way to keep her from jumping on the bed and messing up more of her stuff. And
Yeah,
but we're going to put a ramp in, because even he's getting concerned. She'll be 7 in December, and maybe it's time to like put a halt to this jumping off the bed stuff.
yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, because every time she hits the floor, she's putting all that pressure on her front legs, which will put pressure on the spine up there.
Yeah. Yeah, Flicky says she has ramps on and off the furniture for the little dogs. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's time to put a ramp in. We've been talking about it, and it's time to do it. We should have
Yep.
probably already done it, but we're going to have to rearrange our bedroom a little bit to accommodate for the ramp, because she's a good
Yeah.
sized dog. So, let me see what I've missed in the channel. Tamu has a new therapy for IVDD. Tamu, isn't Tamu this place that sells Chinese
No, it's Timu.
stuff?
It's that's Timu. So it's three
Tamu.
letters.
Oh, got you. So, what does Tamu stand for?
I think it's like a medication or something. Flicky does a lot of stuff with like dog rescues and stuff. So she has a little more knowledge about the like the medicines and that sort of thing there than the average person would.
Oh, she answered my question. Rita says a Patterdale is a mixture of North Umberland Pit Terrier and old. Oh, okay, got you. So it's pit bull dogs. Um, Joe says Nora is a sweetheart, and then Flicky says my dogs want to know what that snow word is. Dogs love snow. Actually, I mean it's like candy to them.
Yeah,
They will. No, Coda was hilarious, because he would bury his entire body in the mountain of snow, and all you'd see is his tail doing this out the back end of it. The rest of them would be totally tunneled into the snow. It was, and then when he'd come out, I have pictures of him where he had snow all over his face. It was hilarious. Uh,
yeah. I don't think Flicky's dogs would see too much snow out there in LA. I don't know if LA ever gets snow. I think you'd probably have to go up into the mountains to see it. I would guess maybe.
Flicky, that was no, he was not neutered. I don't tend to have male dogs neutered. I just get the females took care of. But I had intact females in the yard, and at the time, so it wasn't that he wasn't trying to breed them. He was still too young. Let's see. Rita says one of her Sharpays had hip dysplasia, which she was born with, and she used tons of physical therapy. Well, there was nothing that could be done for Dax. He was in pretty bad shape. They told me there was nothing they could do short of surgery because he couldn't
That's,
even stand up because of the pain.
mm,
It was,
that's
I
right.
I mean, one day he was fine, and then the next day he wasn't.
Yeah, that's how it usually goes, unfortunately.
And it broke my heart because he had such a sweet disposition, and I was going through obedience with him already, and he was picking it up super. Which German, especially male German shepherds, they really love doing the work, and females do too, but females are standoffish when it comes to taking them somewhere compared to a male. A male will be like, "Oh, I just want to lick your face."
Yep. So that's the
Give me
first
attention and
one.
I'll come lick your face. Uh-oh, I put that on wrong. Oh, I just made time to break out the seam ripper.
Oh,
Oops.
geez. Well, you beat me to it, so that's good.
Yeah,
So
I
my
beat
first
you to
one's
it this
done.
time. Yeah, I did.
What do you think, Katie?
That's let's spotlight so everyone can see up close real quick. I like it. Like it, like it, like it.
Yep.
Those two pink colors you're using look great.
These
I'm doing
are these ones are actually cafe or calf or whatever facet fabrics.
oh, that's Kate. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
Easy to
should
mistake.
realize that.
So
Yeah,
yes, it's calf
those polka
flicky.
dots were
Yeah.
teasing me. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some scraps left over of that, so I figured I'd do that and just give that a try. So that's the nice thing about this is you can just, yank this stuff out
Yep.
and try something
I
new.
just
Now
said
where did
sewed
I
this.
put?
I sewed it upside down is what I did.
Oh yeah.
Leave it up to me and my
I
angled
usually make
self.
I've made mistakes on this before too. So all right, let's grab another one of these sheets. See how many we and here I was thinking I was going to get 4 or 5 of these done. It's almost 9 o'clock and I've only got one. So that's okay though. We're having fun. That's the main
Well, we're
thing.
having fun and we're talking at the same time, so it'll slow you down a little bit.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not worried. It's not like I have to have these finished today. So
Yeah, we're not going to a fire. That's what I tell people when I'm not in a hurry. That's why I say,
yeah,
let's do the slow burn. We're not doing the fast burn. If you're wanting fast, you're not going to get it today. Sorry.
I would enjoy the journey.
Yep. All right, we got two sides done now.
I was
Let's
smart. I
get
would have pulled out my caterpillar thing. Those
some
come on
point I've
really.
got to press them. Okay, now we're going to go with this colors next. All right, so pull one of these.
One of these days we need to get you started on Ursula.
Yeah, the only way you're going to get me started on Ursula is if you come and sew with me.
Well,
Because
I think we could maybe that's something we can do after we finish this project.
yeah, that would be good because it's going to take a while to do that Ursula, I think. It's so big.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like you don't have to, and this is, and that, you can all do it however you want. There's some folks that can knock out those projects in 3 or 4 days, but I just
Yeah,
like to
I'm
work
not
on it.
going to be knocking it out.
On me
Not
either. I've been I'm not that, it's not how I work. I work
well. If
mine for
I
like it.
didn't have a you, if you and I didn't have a YouTube channel, we probably would knock it out in short order.
No, for me with the legit kits, I've really enjoyed making it. It's been a lot of fun, but I can only really work on it for like an hour, hour and a half, and then I have to move on to something else. It's just
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Um, I enjoy working on it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not something that I despise doing or anything else like that, but my brain just doesn't seem to be able to handle me doing it for extended amounts of time. So
Yep.
the person I've made it for, I've already told them, I said it may be 3 or 4 years before you see it finished. I'm hoping to get it done sooner than that. But I was like, yeah, if you're in a hurry waiting for it, yeah, you're gonna be out of luck.
I need I need to be when I do start it, I need to be thinking about who I'd like to have quilt it because it's I want it done good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good options out there.
No,
I mean, Beth at Goody Goods does brilliant work. Courtney does good work. So there are a couple of people that I know. I haven't used either one of them because I like to do my own quilting.
well, I'm not going to do large quilting on this machine because I just don't have the space for it or the patience.
Yeah,
You
I
know
don't
how
know.
many quilt tops I have right now?
I have way too many.
I have 18 now,
No, I could probably beat you on that. I'm gonna
but
get to them. I get,
some of them are small and medium sized ones, and I'll quilt them myself and just leave the big ones for the experts.
yeah,
Especially my I'm sending two to um Sherry. Sherry's going to do the tulip pink one I'm working on for my granddaughter. And then I'm probably going to send her the modern floating blocks or whatever, modern something. It was the one I did the pattern testing for with uh Andrea, Mama J Enterprises.
yeah,
Um and I did it in those boutiques, and she's going to quilt that one. And and then I need to start knocking some of them out. The problem with me is I have these quilt tops and I have no backing for any of them.
yeah. I have to go to the store too. At some point, I think I just need to go out and buy a bolt of black or gray or some sort of color that would suit everything, and just have it on hand so that way when I finish something, I can just go ahead and quilt it. But I'm just enjoying the journey. If it doesn't get done for a while, I'm really not that worried
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. I'm not worried about it either. I do want to get my sugary dew finished. I mean, the only thing is that needs to be done is it needs to be sewn. I
Yeah.
mean, it needs to be quilted. That's what I'm saying. I've got the border already around it, and I've done all of that. You know, it's ready to go. It's just I can't seem to make a decision on a backing for it because I'm being, I don't know, picky, I guess.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I did see Donna pop in this morning from Dragonflights with Donna. She
Hey,
says listening
Donna.
while starting everybody's day. She's made it to alive. And then Rita says she's going to go for a short walk before it gets too hot. I hate to walk, but something I have to do. 6 a.m. and it's already 107 degrees.
Gosh, that's
Okay.
hot.
Where is she where it's 107 degrees? Like, is she in Death Valley or
She's in
something?
Arizona.
Oh, okay. So close to Death Valley. I was in the ballpark. I was like, good
Dang,
gravy.
Flicky says she has 93 between cutout to waiting for binding. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Well, now I don't feel so bad about myself. Thank you for making my day. Because sometimes I sit there, but again, like you do you, like whatever brings you, to me, whatever brings you joy. Some folks are able to do one project from start to finish, they're what I like to call monogamous sewers. And my hat's off to those folks that can do that. My undiagnosed ADD would not allow me to do that. I see all the shiny things, and yeah, I like doing lots of things at once. Plus, it's good content for the channel. You get to see updates on a bunch of different stuff. Like I was saying yesterday, I have three quilts that I have to get done in the next couple of weeks. The pink quilt has to be done. The pastel has to be done in 12 days. The pink quilt has to be done in 19. And the woven stars one that I'm doing for the state fair, I think it's got like 23 days left to do. So what did I do yesterday morning in my life? I should have quilted one of those quilts, but then I decided, no, I'll just go ahead and start something new. Yeah, brings me joy. That's fine with me. So there you go.
I think in December and part of January, I'm working on the 1,000 block thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I think I finally decided that since we started it the second week in February, maybe we could plan on an end game for this set of blocks around February and spend January putting them together. And I figured
Uh-huh.
I'd also take part of these, like starting with the 12-hour live, my third annual 12-hour New Year's Eve live.
Yeah.
Start with that and quilt a couple of these smaller quilt tops and go from there and then carry it on into January because I'm not going to start any new projects in January. I know a lot of people do, but I didn't this past year, and it worked better for me by waiting till February to do any new projects because I wanted to, it just seemed to work better for me because I spent January catching things up and getting some stuff finished that I've worked on. And last year I dropped the ball on a few projects. This year, you'll be so proud of me. I've not dropped any of my projects that I've been working on. I'm still working on all of them.
That's awesome.
So that's saying something for me because I have this habit of starting something and then not finishing it.
Yeah, me too. You're in good company.
And I think that's the life of a procrastinator, which I totally have that disease of being the procrastinator.
Oh, I'm terrible at that. Yeah, Flicky
Yeah, I
says
don't.
here, yeah, my ADHD goes, ooh, new quilt. Yeah, that's me too. I'm not afraid to admit it. But again, this is my fun time and this is what I enjoy doing. And we'll get the stuff done eventually.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I have some UFOs I really need to finish, and I want to start working on at least. I had intended on trying to start working on at least one UFO, but no, I haven't even bothered to touch one yet. It's like, I have lots going on,
yeah,
and I don't know what my excuse is because it's not like I sit in front of this sewing machine every darn day of the week because I don't. But maybe this fall, after tourist season's done, maybe I can, and Nikolai will be home and I'll be feeling motivated. And then he'll
yeah.
be home for Christmas, thank God.
Well, that'd
Um,
be good.
and he'll be home for our 15th wedding anniversary, which makes me totally happy about that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, we need to do something for our 15th. That's a milestone. Just think, when we hit the 15th, I will be 6 years away from where I would have. My first marriage lasted 21 years. So that was
Right.
like less than a quarter of my life. And I'm about to have
Mm-hmm.
less than a quarter of my life with Nikolai, too,
Yep.
And I'm hoping to bypass that. But we'll see what happens with my health and stuff.
Sorry, I'm concentrating, trying to make sure I do this right.
Oh, it's okay. I've been to the doctor this past week and they did some blood tests, urinalysis, um, something else. I forget what the other, oh, EKG. And then I'm waiting on a chest x-ray because I've been having this pain in my rib area on my right side.
Right.
It's not outside, it's inside. And I'm thinking it might be one of my lungs. So
Oh,
they're
you
going
may
to check
just
my lung. I hope not, but
may
I
just
know
like you pull a muscle or something too.
it's not,
Like,
no, it's not muscle pain. I can tell the difference between muscle pain.
oh,
This is actually inside me. I could feel the
oh,
pain from inside.
okay. Well, then I'm out
So
of
I don't
ideas
know
because I'm
what's
not a
going
medical
on.
professional.
Yeah, I could tell the difference between the two. I have three kinds of pain that I experience on a regular basis, and muscle pain is one of them. This is not
Yeah.
muscle pain
Okay.
because when I lay on this side, and if I turn myself in just the right way, it hurts. So make sure they were supposed to have done chest X-rays last year, and they never got around to doing it. And I told her, I said, look, you look at my records and you can see that I've been diagnosed with all these stuff in my lungs due to pneumonia and my chronic life of asthma. And it's just, it's pretty much damaged my lungs quite a bit to the point of where I have a 63% lung capacity now. When I moved over here, it was 85%. So it's dropped more. And, you can't keep ignoring this because if there's something wrong, we need to catch it early.
Yeah.
Not wait and tell me, oh, you've got this and we can do nothing. And it'll be their fault that they waited so long on not checking it. Because I've been dreading the term COPD, and they finally said something about it. I think it was last year
All right.
that I was in the early stages of it. I'm like, I really didn't want to hear that. I really didn't, because COPD, and then there'll be oxygen in the house, and there'll be this, and I'm like, I'm not getting oxygen in the house until the last thing minute. We're gonna fight it as long as I can fight it.
There you go. Oh, your mate's here from Tuba Chat.
Hey, Kevin, welcome, welcome. Uh, Donna says gallbladder. It could be because the gallbladder problem does run in my family. So it's
Hmm.
something, and it's annoying as you know what, because I can feel it. It hurts. So hopefully they'll figure out what the pain is, and I'm pretty sure it's not nothing serious. At least that's the way I'm thinking about it right now. I'm going to think like that. It's nothing serious. Don't worry about it. Don't stress
Yeah.
about it. Stressing about it just makes things worse. But it does nag me because it's been going on for about 9 months now. So something is wrong.
Yeah. You need to get, I'm glad you're getting that checked into because
Yep,
it's
I
important.
am. It's very important because, between my mom passed away because of cancer. My dad and all of his family on his side of the family have heart disease, but so far I've not shown up with the heart disease. My sister has, but I haven't.
Right.
Me and my other sister, so far we're not, we're in our 60s now, and we've not shown up with heart disease. Heart disease showed up with my dad when he was in his early 40s, and he just ignored what the doctor told him he needed to do. And of course, he, ended up passing at 56 years old after several bypass surgeries over the years.
Wow.
So I want to be like him. I want, if the doctor says I have to stop doing something, I will stop doing something. But so far, all the blood work and everything that I've had in the past has all come back fine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So the only thing that they keep commenting on, and when I saw the doctor the other day, she even commented on, and it was about my weight. And I'm like, look, y'all can keep on talking about my weight. I said, but because she made a comment that my weight is contributing to my breathing problems. And I told her, I said, I haven't been heavy my whole life. I said, I ended up heavy from spending 9 months on prednisone. I said, so you don't get to blame my weight on my lung trouble because I was skinny before that. I
Right.
mean, I weighed 98 pounds before prednisone.
Yeah, I know. It's always a mess.
Well, prednisone is, I have no regrets of being on it because it saved my life.
Right.
Because it saves lives. It just it has vicious side effects for people.
Yeah.
Um, my first husband said that when I was on it, along with all the other medicine they had me on trying to control my asthma, when I was pregnant with my first one, um, he said I would be bouncing off the walls. Do I remember that? No.
Sometimes the side effects are wicked with different
Yes, they
things.
are. Yep. But the side effects really suck. But if they save your life, I think that, you
Oh
can
yeah.
just live with the side
You
effects.
got to deal with the bad sometimes for the greater good.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And I've learned to accept that this is the way it is.
All right.
Lynn says prednisone really can add to that. I've tacked on a good 30 before over the prednisone. It really works, but makes you start. Yeah, it makes you want to eat. And it does something to the metabolism, and when it's like it shuts your metabolism off or something.
Yeah, probably does. It wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. Someone was
Hey,
asking,
Zaza,
George, he was asking what we're sewing today. So we are working on the
Star
Star Climber.
Climber.
I had to look at the description of the video because I don't know what my issue is, of which I have many. But I can never, ever, ever remember the name of this project.
Yeah, I
I
noticed
know,
you have trouble remember what it's called.
and I'll never remember. It was like that with one of the PMQs. I could not remember the name of that one there. I call it something totally different, so I just gave up. But we are working. There's two different blocks in this particular solo. It's the woven stars, which is this one here, which I've done previously, and then the courthouse steps. And I'm kind of woven starred out because I'm also doing that for my state fair quilt. So I figured today I would do the courthouse steps. And so I've made this one here and I'm working on number two. I don't know if
The only
anyone
reason
plays.
I'm not doing the only reason I'm not doing courthouse stairs is because I have more courthouse than I do the stores ones right now.
Well, me too, but I was still like, I don't know. I don't feel like doing woven stars today, and I want to do what brings me joy, just like I was talking about
Yeah,
5 or 10 minutes ago. So I was like, you know what? It'll be okay. We'll do some more courthouse steps, and we'll be just fine. I don't know if anyone plays Minecraft or not, but this reminds me of those little monster things from that game. So
that's funny.
I just grabbed a bunch of different fabrics last night for the live today, just to have some variety. I want it to be scrappy. So.
Yeah, so that was Zaza that asked that, right? See,
No, I
here's
think
what
Joyce
mine
was
looks
asked
like
about the
so far,
project.
Zaza. Uh-oh.
Zaza
Yeah.
might have asked too, but I think it was Joyty. I don't know.
One of them asked. I don't remember which one, but anyway, this is what mine are looking like so far. But they're not sewn together.
I think those
I'm
look
just,
great.
yeah, they're going to be fun when I finally do sew them together. But I thought I'd show an example of what they're supposed to look like when you put them in rows.
Yeah, because I don't have that sort of example to show you. So,
Did you play with your new machine yet, Zaza? Asked Joy T. Joy
oh,
T. Zaza got a new machine.
yeah, she
Uh,
did a short or a video
Linda,
or
hang
something on that.
Linda, hang on. Let me get the link for Tuber Chat. 1 minute. All right. I need to figure out how to break into my bot. I'm locked out of it right now. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter channel. And I have with me this morning Sean from the guy who sews. Sorry, guys.
G'day.
Sorry about that.
Hey, you know what? Things happen. It's okay.
That is twice in the last 2 days that I've accidentally picked the wrong window to go look a link up on, and it's me on the other one. Oh no. Oh, that's so funny.
Well, see, I don't have to worry about that too much because the computer I used for the chat and looking stuff up and everything else is actually different to one that I actually see me on. So I don't really have to worry about that one now. So,
Well,
but otherwise, I'd
I
have that
can't,
fear.
I don't know. I just forget to shut that window down after it tells me I can go live.
That's okay. I mean, if that's the worst thing you do during a live, you're doing all right. Like, the audience is fantastic. They know that we are doing this for fun and we are not professionals and they don't expect perfection. And if you do, thank you for tuning in and checking us out. And we hope you find what you're looking for. But like, yeah, things are going to happen. Like, but I am super proud of you though. Like, I know when this sort of thing happened when you first started, it would really throw you off. And now it's just like you just roll the punches now. So,
Oh, thanks. I'm getting I you're right. I'm getting better about not freaking out over stuff.
yeah.
Sean will
I
tell you when what was it, like the first 7 or 8 months, every time I would have technology, I'd be blowing up his phone.
Oh yeah, like I was on standby. Like I really was. Like every time she went live, I was like, well, I better not be going anywhere because I'll have to be on standby so I can jump in and save the day if I
Yeah,
have to.
save the
But
day
now it's
because
like Katie's
I'd
fine.
be I'd be blowing up his phone like I need help. I don't know what I did wrong. And remember, we figured out what one of them was. I kept making the same dumb mistake of forgetting to put one little setting in on that goes from Zoom to YouTube, and I kept forgetting that one little step. And now
Yeah.
I make sure I don't forget that one step.
No, you got it all figured out now. So because there's not really a good how-to guide,
There
on how to
isn't.
do all this stuff. I mean, I've thought about making one, but I just do not have the time. If you ever have any questions, about if you decide to start your own channel and you have questions about anything, you're always more than welcome to reach out and I'll answer you usually pretty quickly if I have, I'm not doing a million other things. But yeah, there's not really a guide. It's that I don't have the bandwidth at this point to do that. I wish I could, but full-time job, having kids, doing this. Yeah, there's only so many hours in the day,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
One of the
But yeah,
things I One of the things that I think has also helped me a lot, because if you go back and watch my first videos, you'll see that I do strange little things like I was touching my face a lot, touching my hair all the time. It was very strange. I'm like, I really need to stop doing that. So now I'm not, I mean, sometimes I still touch my face, but not as much as I did. And
oh
I've
yeah,
definitely gotten much better about that. There's still things I need to work on, but, and I think those things that I want to fine tune a little bit that I'm doing, that'll come over time. And I'm still in the learning mode where, I want to do tutorials because I really enjoy doing the tutorials. Am I good at it yet? No, but that's okay. I'm
it's a
hoping
learning
that when
process.
I hope that when I am doing them, somebody's learning from them nonetheless.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I think, the only way you're going to get good at tutorials is by doing them and just have
Exactly.
at it, and
Hands
maybe
on.
maybe start off with shorts, that way you've only got to do like a 30-second one or something like
I
that.
know. Sean's like, you need to do shorts. I don't want to do shorts. They're a pain in the butt.
But they're good for the channel though, and that's something I'm trying to work on
No,
myself.
it's just
But
I have to do
anyway,
it on my phone, and you know me. I'm like, I don't want to do it on my phone.
I know. Anyway,
I like doing it on my laptop.
yeah. Anyway, it'll be fine. But you are doing a whole lot. Yeah, I'm proud of the growth that you've had over the last few years. So,
Thanks,
I
Sean.
just wanted to tell you that, and I mean the viewers can see that as well. So,
It's
um,
all because of you and you mentoring me. If it weren't for you, I don't know that I would have learned as quickly as I have. 'Cause my
thank you.
channel is still a baby if you think about it.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
and me both. I mean,
I'm only 2 years old, and I feel like that with your tutoring and mentoring me and stuff, it's helped a lot.
that's good. And it's helped you out a lot too. So,
Yep.
and you've come a long way in those 2 years. I mean, you've got a bunch of loyal supporters that are here with us every week, every time you go live, they're here to support you. And I think that's fantastic. Like we may never get to be, the top 10 in YouTube, and that's okay. I think at the end of the day, as long as we're having fun
Yeah.
and the folks
And
that
I'm not after being number, yeah, up there where you're
and
talking.
and just as importantly, the folks that tune in and enjoy the experience, then we've done our job and we've done
Yep.
well. So
Yep.
I look at it this way, like everybody that hits that tune in button could be going anywhere else, and they've chosen to come and hang out with us. So, like if 10 people show up, we've done well. And
Yes,
we've
we
got
have.
and we've done far more than that already today.
Look, I'm about to sew this star together.
Oh, nice.
As soon
Yeah,
as
the
I get,
stars take a little longer, but they're such a um fun thing. Linda says here the thought of being in front of a regular camera freaks me out, and the thought of a live would make me run for the hills. Let me tell you this. When I started my channel, what was it? Almost 4 years ago, 2021. Yeah, I was terrified. Like I'm probably the most introverted person you'll ever come across. I'm super shy. You put me in a group setting, I'll find a corner as quickly as I physically can. The camera absolutely terrified me. It took me months to get used to it and get comfortable in front of it. I actually did Vlogmas like after my very first podcast just to get used to being in front of the camera. I figured, 3 or 4 people might watch this and that's okay because at least this way it gives me practice in front of the camera. It's to really, unless you're one of those folks that has a natural talent for being in front of a camera, the only way you could get better is practice. There's been, if you go look at some of those places like Tuber Chat and vidIQ and that sort of thing that help you build your channels, a lot of them will tell you like your first 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, what they call throwaway videos, because you're learning. You're not going to be
yep.
super polished or anything else like that. But that's a good thing. And I had absolutely no intention of ever being live. If you'd asked me at the start, am I going to go live? I would have said, no, thank you very much. That was very kind of you to offer, but no. but my viewers kept asking me and asking me for it, and I was like, okay, let's give this a try. And my first live was an absolute disaster. The dogs were barking, the sewing machine was misbehaving, nothing went right. I went for about 4.5 minutes. I turned that sucker off and said, yeah, we'll try this again later on. But what did it teach me? It taught me I need to be more prepared. So
Yep.
yeah, no, and now I love being live, every Saturday morning and hanging out with Katie, and I go live with Tammy once in a month and that sort of thing there. So there you are. Let's see. Yeah, Linda
Someone
says if I had a desire to, I'd work on it, but I do not. Yeah, if you have no desire to do it, then don't do it. I'm not saying you should go out and do it if you don't want to, but if you do, don't be scared. The audience is fantastic. They will support you. They understand that you'd be new at it and that sort of thing now. But yeah, if you don't have any desire to, then definitely don't do that.
Hey, Mary G. Someone mentioned about Kimberly. Yes, they're working on a bigger woven star paper thing. So y'all stay tuned for that because that means there'll be a bigger star in the future from Fat Quarter Shop.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Rita says, I think the only real advantage I did have is that I'm an extreme extrovert and not shy at all. Well,
Well,
yeah.
that helps.
And Linda says, haha, but if someone wants to learn, I'm good with them coming on over for a
Session.
session.
Sesh is
Got
short for
you.
session. That's like young people's talk for um session.
Okay, got you. Because I'm like, wait, what is that? Um, One of the biggest things that I find intimidating about doing this is seeing my face looking back at me when I'm talking. That is the most,
You get
I don't
used
know
to it
what,
over time.
I'm still not used to it, but I at least don't notice it as much. I try not to, you know. It's like I really don't want to see my face looking back at me, but I'll go watch my. But the interesting thing is, I do go back and watch my videos, all of them, so that I can see if I did something wrong, how to fix it.
Oh
What did I
yeah,
do?
for sure. That definitely helps out.
Yeah, because that's how I discovered that I was touching my face all the time.
Yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
I'm
realize I
not
was
great.
doing that.
I'm not great with that. That's usually because like in the spring and the fall and even in the middle of summer now sometimes like I have allergies, my face is real red. You can
Yep.
probably see it right now. And yeah, sometimes you just got to scratch that itch.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let me touch my nose. Oh, let me rub my eyes. And I'm with you when my allergies are up. It's definitely I want to touch my eyes, and touching my eyes just makes the allergy worse. And I've been
Yeah.
trying to be more mindful about not rubbing my eyes so much. Like I just touched my eye, and I should have touched it because now it's like I want to touch it again.
Yep. It's weird seeing myself.
We're about to sew this star together, and I think this
Oh
one's going
no,
to look super cute. I'm
that's
just
good.
trimming it down right now and making sure I don't make a mistake while I'm trimming it down.
Yeah. Let's see. Dragonfly Solana says shy with extreme tendencies of over talking in person and over chatting typing.
Oh, the other thing that we all have to learn, especially when we have people on our lives, like what me and Sean are doing right now, is learning not to overtalk. That was something else I saw in some of my first lives where you could see me over talking, or I would overtalk when I was working on podcasts. And podcast has a really good advantage because when you're talking to someone and you go back and you watch a podcast, you're like, oh, I kept interrupting this person. And I
Yeah.
am getting now where I'm not doing that. I'm actually waiting until there's a chance to say something.
Yeah, I still struggle with that. That's probably if I
It's
had to sit there
hard.
and say it's one of my biggest faults, that's
Yep.
probably would be it. And I fully am aware of that. And I work on that to this day, and I probably will work on it till the day that
I
I
think we
quit
all
doing it.
will. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I do it a lot. I really do it a lot. And I don't mean to. I guess
It just
I think some of it's because I get excited to get to talk to someone in, our language and um
yeah.
look at the color. What do you think about the color, Sean?
I think it looks really good. I was like,
Yeah,
where is
I
it?
like
But I was like, let's look at the
like
second camera. It's that.
yeah, it's on the second camera. I'm about to sew it together now.
It's so tiny. What size is the big? You said there's a new size coming out. Do you know what size it is?
Whoever mentioned that in the chat, do you remember what size she said? Because I kind of forgot what size she said. She definitely said it was going to be bigger.
Yeah,
I'm
I
have
like
a
the
feeling it
six.
might be she's probably either going to do it'll either be an 8 inch or a 10 inch
And
probably.
that's what I'm thinking too.
I don't know that she will go up to a 12 inch because I don't know if people will want to make stars that big, but they might.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. Like I thought the 6 inch is nice because like when you do the 6 inch, like the biggest piece of fabric you gotta cut is like 3 3/4 or something.
Yeah,
So I mean you can pretty much grab any scrap that you want and use it. I think if you went too much bigger,
it's going to take fabric.
you'd start to struggle with that part. But again, like everybody's desires are different. So, I know there's been people in my chat that have said, hey, I've figured out a way to do it bigger and stuff. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. But yet, I think I would stick with the six for me personally, but that's just the Sean
Yeah.
thing. So
Well, I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to do the four finish 4.5. I think it's 4.5. It's finishes that, but
yeah.
hey, it one of the things is sometimes like when you're doing smaller stuff, a lot of us turn away from the smaller stuff because it's more difficult. I know I did for a while there. This is kind of helping me get some confidence on doing smaller things, even because a lot of times I'm reluctant to do smaller things with piecing. And if I could get over that little whatever it's called, maybe I'll be more because I do want to make where you do like 1 inch squares that reduce down to what, a half an inch when you sew them together. Because I would like to do like a mini small piece quilt, you know.
Yeah.
And practicing with this size does help because they're some like with the courthouse stairs part of it. Some of those are very tiny that goes
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
especially for yours. And
Yeah,
see, I am one that, and anyone that watches my channel for any length of time knows, I usually like working on small pieces, like those arties and the Elizabeth Hartman stuff that I work on. It's not uncommon for me to work with 1 inch pieces, 1.5, and that sort of thing there. So when you
hmm,
had me come on board of this, I was like, okay, this is going to be a change for me. I'm going to go for the bigger one and let me just do something that's a
it
little bit
makes
different.
me happy that you decided you like doing it.
I was not, I didn't really have my hopes held up that high. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but Katie really, really wants to do it. And I'm gonna join along the ride just to see what happens. And yeah, I've enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would.
Andrea says that she has four different sizes. What on the woven star, Andrea? It is a free pattern. You have to print your own papers, but she uses it a lot. And then Donna says, Donna from Dragonflies says, I get you, Rita. People who snub others look at me like I am talking to myself. Okay, half the time I am, but I love forcing them by just walking up and a sting. Hi, lovely weather, don't you think? Katie, you have Sean's hands under you and you are under Sean. Oh, yeah. There's nothing I could do about how that's set up.
That's weird 'cause that's not how it's showing up in my Zoom meeting.
Yeah, let me see. Let me move things around and see what happens. Tell me what
Yeah,
that
maybe.
looks like when I did that.
Well, there's a 20-second delay, so we'll have to see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had noticed that because on our Zoom screen, it's in the right order.
yeah. It
But
shows
yet,
us people are funny when you just start talking to them. Yep.
people do that to me all the time. So, all right, so this is number two.
Look at, oh, I like those colors. Those went really well together, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to do a green one, but I was sitting here last night getting ready to cut out fabrics, and I had a couple of green, like these there's two solid greens I
Mm-hmm.
had sitting from when I did the Frankenweenie last week, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should put four. Yeah, it's still showing the same thing there, Katie. So I think we'll just have to give up on that.
That's
Um,
probably YouTube then, not us.
yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, because I just moved it around and it's, yeah, if it didn't change it, then it's YouTube.
Yeah.
And we don't have any control over that part,
Well,
unfortunately.
I could always X out of the meeting, come back in and see if that fixes it, or if does it really bother anyone? If it really bothers anyone,
Please don't do
um,
that. Just leave it like it
okay,
is.
just leave it as it. Okay, that's cool too. All right,
Want
so
to
that's
change
that
it.
one,
Let's don't break
and
what's not broken
yeah,
anyway.
there we go.
You go out and come back in, it might not set up the way it was. And
Yeah, that's
no, we're
true.
not doing that. No, I don't want to ask for trouble.
Okay, easy enough. I'm fine with that too. Okay, which one next?
Hey, did you
Do
see? You mentioned green. Check this out, Sean. I noticed that I didn't have any. I hadn't been using any green in these 1,000 blocks. Look,
Oh, I saw that you posted that yesterday, right?
yeah, or last night, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I thought that was really pretty. I love those colors together.
That pink. You see that
Yeah,
pink? It goes together, yeah.
I would not have used those colors together, but now that I
I know.
see
That's
that,
why I made the comment. I'm when I posted the link for the live. I said I'm using colors tonight that are probably very unorthodox. So don't say anything
yeah,
about it because I had a feeling that they were going to work.
yeah, and sometimes you just gotta take a chance, and that's the beauty of scrappy quilting
Yep.
is if it doesn't work out, the only thing you've wasted is a few cents worth of fabric, a little couple of pennies worth of thread, and maybe
Yep.
some of your time. But nine, at least in my experience, 9 times out of 10, it works out beautifully. So yeah, if you have these crazy ideas in your head and going, I wonder what would happen here, just give it a go and see what happens. You may pleasantly surprise yourself, like Katie did. So
Yeah, because all these blocks I'm making, I uh so I do these every other week on a Friday. And so either the day before or the day of, I start pulling fabric scraps.
yeah,
And sometimes I just immediately like I'm going to use this, this, and this, and this. No thought given to it. Just when I'm looking at it, this is what it feels like to me today. Now, when Nikolai was home last time, there was one week where I was a little stuck between two colors. And so I said something to him. I said, what do you think about this one? And then I showed him the other alternative, and he's like, I think that alternative looks better. And I'm like, so I
yeah,
went with it because I was like, I was overthink. I try not to. One of the things I do when I'm doing colors this way is I don't. I've learned that if I start thinking about it, then I make it where it's wrong.
yeah. Just grab and go. This is a good example. These four colors here. I just went into my scrap bucket last night and figured I'm going to grab four batiks, even though the pink's not a batik. And figured, okay, we got to put this together in a minute.
Okay. SK, hang on a second. Let
Yeah,
me.
that's
She said that the chat screen was so. Let me screenshot or
yeah, that's
spotlight
fine.
and let me know
That's
if you can see it with the spotlight. Here it is.
yeah,
Let me know if you can see it, SK.
I should be able to now. It's going to take a moment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Judy says, I love
It's
not knowing
SK
what.
that was having trouble seeing it.
Yeah, I think we're good. Judy says she loves not knowing what the block will look like until I finish sewing it. I've only seen a few blocks that I didn't like. Absolutely. Now that's kind of what I was trying to say a little earlier is like, yeah, just give it a go, especially if you haven't had to go out and invest money on yardage. Like that's the beauty of Scrappy is you just give it a go and see what happens. Sometimes there will be occasions where you'll pull it out and go, oh, this is the most hideous thing I've ever seen. Um, and that's okay too, because you can always find it at home.
So
You can use
the one I just showed you was the remake. This was the original one. Sometimes after I've done a block during the live from the 1,000 block one, I and I'll put the spotlight back on so everybody can see it. This was the original from from Friday night. And I got to looking at it and I'm like, this turquoise bleeds into the green. See it, Sean? It
oh
doesn't,
yeah.
see how I bled into it? And
Yeah.
what I was trying to do is I wanted to make sure, because I hadn't used any pink or green together. And that was my main goal, was trying to get that pink near the green. And it didn't come out the way I wanted it. I'm not unhappy with the block though. I'm going to keep the block.
You're
But when
good.
I made it, I changed the orientation of the two colors, and instead of putting the turquoise in the middle, I decided to put just a darker color block in the middle. And so this, you can see that let me put the two side by side, and you'll see the difference between the two as far as what color with the color relationship here.
Oh, okay.
See, you can definitely see a big difference between the two.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but both blocks are usable, so
All right. Andy says here that the spotlights change in the order of the screens. Now you're both lined up with your workspace view.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't
I'll
know
see
that.
now I didn't realize that.
No, me neither. Andrea says the pattern is called the Woven Star by June and Joe in May. It has patterns for 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and wow.
Well, that's good. There's nice there's different options out there for you. So
Yeah. But
now it's
at the end of the live, I'll take this camera off right here, this one,
yeah.
where you put my hand in it, and I'll show you them all hanging up on the Roman blinds. And you'll see how scrappy it is, Sean. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so scrappy.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm a little concerned about is I I don't know what color sashings I'm going to do in between each block, because I want whatever sashing I choose needs to be where it doesn't bleed into a color. But I could use white since I'm using white as a background, but not all
Yeah.
the blocks actually have any white in them, which would be okay too.
That's future Katie's problem.
Yes, it is. It's something I'll have to figure out when it gets nearer time to start thinking about. I got a layout already picked though, and it's
Yeah.
going to be different.
I mean, to me, like with yours, I mean, I think maybe like a tan or a beige or something like that. Almost look like a window pane. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's going to be hard making a decision on what I want to use. That's for sure.
well, you also love your polls. Put all of it up there and let the viewers decide, or at least give you some input onto it.
That's a good idea. Speaking of poll, let me see where we are on the poll. So far, 26 votes on the poll. Y'all need to vote, man. And don't go look it up. You have to guess. If you don't know, just guess. It's okay if you end up being wrong.
Yeah, it's not school, the
Yeah, I just want
schoolmasters.
I just been having fun with funny words.
All right, what's next? Let's see. My purple and blue.
It's like sometimes you ask a question is what is the modern equivalent of a word? And you're like, why did they stick modern in there? Is it supposed to mean something totally different these days? Because if you go look it up in the dictionary, it's going to tell you even up.
All right, so apparently the screens are backwards again. Katie, spotlight something just for like 2 seconds and then do it back and let's see if it pops back to where it's supposed to be. Just for kicks and giggles.
How about I spotlight you?
Yeah, just count to three and then put it back because we don't need to spotlight me for too long. All right, so now take it off and we'll see if it goes back. Well, if that's the case, then we'll know what's going on and we'll know for next time. I think Andy's onto something. It'll take a few minutes.
Hey, Andy. She says back to catty corner screens. That's funny.
Okay, so about to find out. Let's see.
Judy says, Katie, I had to make the block twice too. Too funny. I had pieces that were from the same line of fabrics and
Still,
several of them blended together. Yeah, that's what I ran into with the first one. And I'm like, I'm kind of not happy with the blending.
still backwards. I don't know.
I
It's
don't
just
know, you guys.
all
I
right.
have
Well,
no
we
idea.
we tried.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. Hey,
No,
Andy, I sent you an email, by the way, in case you didn't see that.
thanks for joining us for a little while there, Miss Zaza. She says she has to run away.
See you later, Zaza. Have a great day.
We'll see her later on somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will. Oh, this thing's so thick right here.
You think that's fake? You wait till you start Ursula and you get to some of those little sections where it's like
Yeah, don't scare me.
it's not it's not as bad as you think, really. You once you get started, you'll be just fine and dandy. Um,
I'm already
s-
scared enough of it.
no, now that you've done this, I think once you get going, you'll do just fine and dandy. And there's some bigger blocks on that thing that we can start you off on. Although
Okay.
in some ways, I think maybe starting you off in some of not the tiny ones, but some of the smaller ones might be just as good.
Yeah.
But you and I will talk about that, and we will do a
Maybe we can, right at the end of the year when we're um finalizing or closing up off
yeah,
or ugh, you
yeah,
know
no,
what I'm
that's it.
trying to say. Then we
Yeah,
can plan on next year's plan of attack. How about that?
yeah. But that's my goal for you this year is to start that.
Yeah, because I haven't even touched it. I've looked at it a couple times and then it's like, nope, I put it back in the box.
Oh, I did that with well, I didn't even go out and buy the fabric. So that was always my excuse. So
Yeah, well, mine came with the fabric, and I'm building a box, and my friend in New York is going to mail me a box, and so I'm currently adding things to the box. And one of the things that I did was buy a bunch of I on Amazon I found some of those project bags where you can get multiple project bags in one kit,
yeah,
three different sizes. And so I ordered two sets of them. And because I don't have access to a file cabinet or hanging files or anything else, I am going to use project bags and use a cardboard box and put each of them in a project bag, the fabrics and stuff,
yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, get it organized that way. And the stickers that are on the fabric, I can stick on the outside of the project bag.
You talk about project bag or like a Ziploc bag?
Project bag, because I can
Okay,
read project bags.
okay.
I,
Yeah, I
I don't
see.
have access to big Ziploc bags, so that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
In the
So
United
that's
States, I could have got bigger ones, but I'm not in the United States. I'm over here. So,
right. That's why I was asking. That's what my stuff's in. It's just big Ziploc bags, and that's working for me.
hmm
That's looking all right so far.
but yeah, Ziploc bags would work, but I don't have access to that. And I want to be able
Yeah,
to read whatever I spend money on that's going to end up being shipped here. I should be able to reuse it for other things, and project bags can be reused in the future on other things. So,
oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I think that's a good
yeah,
idea.
so
I was
to
just
me, that's not wasting money.
no,
And it's not going to go back into the landfill because I'll be using it until they fall apart.
yeah, no, I think that's good.
Ziploc bags will end up in the trash can, and I'd
Yeah,
rather not. And I use them from time to time, don't get me wrong. This is very strange. Oh, I see what I did. I'm trying to make sure I don't cut this wrong, because if I do, then it's a waste.
yeah. Andy says Zoom is just funny. I'm replying to your email now. Need to get our time difference clear in our head. Okay. So yeah, Andy's got your email, so you're good on that.
Thanks, Andy, because we talked about something after I did a pre-record with her for the podcast,
Yeah.
and I want to pursue it further, and she has the answers for that. Oh,
Yeah, so you said you'll be on
and
John's later on. I'm going to be with him. I meant to tell you this earlier, but yeah, I think it's sometime in October I'm going to be on his channel. So
told me, and I'm excited about that. You know, he's
yeah.
a lot of fun to sew with.
Oh, he is. I did a pre-record of him once. He's been on my channel once, but I can really only get him on during the winter months because of the time difference. Because I'm not going to ask him to be up and live at 5 a.m. his time during the summer. 6 a.m. is bad enough, but I think at 5 a.m. is a little much.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have trimmed that star until it was time to trim it, but it's okay. I didn't trim it wrong. It's just that I just realized these other stars are not trimmed down yet. So it's going to look weird that I trim that one down and then stick it on the board.
They look so cute, so tiny. Like,
They are small. This is actually the actual size right here of this star. This one.
yeah,
These other ones I haven't trimmed all the way down yet. But look at that. They're coming. They're, it's so colorful. Do you think I did good on the colors?
I do. I really do. I think you've done a really good job putting those together, and I love that layout. I think the layout looks really good.
Yeah. I all of these courthouse ones I did in cooler colors, and I'm beginning to
Yeah.
think that it's a good idea to continue on with doing cooler colors with all the courthouse ones, since I have all of these in really in your face colors.
Yeah, maybe do it
I
that.
might add hot colors in here, but right now I'm liking this cooler effect going on with these
Yeah, now
courthouse.
that you started that, maybe doing the cooler colors for the courthouse stairs and warmer colors for the stars may be the way for you to go.
Yeah, the way to go. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, no, I think that's a good now that I've seen you start that, that might be the way to go. I mean, mine's just going to be a hodgepodge of everything. So
They're 4.5 inch, Linda. Uh, Andy says, Sean, put me down for Saturday in December or January. Hey,
yeah,
Andy, you want to come sew with me again too? Let's plan. Oh, look at yours.
yeah. So
I
this is the 6 inch. This is the 6 inch version. I have not cut. Well, this one's been cut down. Let me grab one that actually has been cut down for the courthouse steps. So that's the 6 inch. So it's a whole lot bigger.
Yep,
Whole lot
definitely
bigger. Yeah,
bigger.
what is it? It's actually twice the size
Yeah,
because it, 4 by 4 is 16 square inches, 6 by 6 is 36. So yeah, it's a little over twice the size. So yeah, huge difference. So yeah, this is a fun little project. I'm enjoying this a lot. And I think I'll get close to almost three of them done today before we have to run away.
yeah. I was
And
looking at the time
I know the time just flies, but yeah,
because I know
my
you
day is
have things to
my,
do. So
my day is packed today. So, but it was good that I was able to get up early and get my podcast ready and then hop on with Katie for a little while. And
thank you,
like,
everybody, for complimenting both our stars
yes,
and stuff. We appreciate that.
yeah. And then yeah, I will definitely reach. And Andy knows where I am. I'll reach out to her and we'll schedule a date in December or January. Um,
She said something on my live the other day that I think with her help, I'm going to look into. She was talking about getting a long arm sponsor
okay.
for for I forget which Andy, which long arm was you talking about? It was one of the more cheaper ones, I think.
Uh-huh.
And she said she could help me figure out how to come up with a proposal. And maybe I
There you
can get a
go.
sponsor for a long arm since I don't have access to any.
There you go.
Someone said we were talking about what would you sacrifice in your house for a long arm? or something like that. And I said, I'd sacrifice my sofa in a hot minute because we don't even sit on the darn thing.
Yeah. See, whereas I don't know, I look at it, and this is just me. Like, first of all, I don't have the room for it, and I think, yeah, I don't think there's really anywhere I could sacrifice because, originally I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I could use one of the spare bedrooms. Now we have kids in those. So that's not going to work. We use the couch. Like, there's not really anywhere in this house. And then the other thing is, like, a good long arm for me would be anywhere between 10 to 20 plus thousand
Yeah,
dollars.
exactly. That's why,
And I'm
yeah.
sitting there thinking, okay,
And
how
if
many?
I bought my own long arm, it would probably be a, oh crap, what's it called? Because we saw a lot of them in quilt shops, and I was impressed. It's the one that Tucker uses.
Gamble.
Yeah, if I was
Very
going
nice
to,
machine.
yeah, if I was going to invest in one, from what I understand, a Gamel's easy to hand repair yourself. If it, it's easy to troubleshoot from what I've been told,
Yeah,
and it lasts a long time. And when we were doing the shop hopping in Florida, there was 2 or 3 quilt stores that we were in. One quilt store had 6 of them, and
yeah,
some of them had to been at least 30 years old or maybe older.
yeah. No,
And
they're
I asked the owner. I said, um, "Those machines look like you've had them a long time." And she says, "I have." I said, "Do you ever have trouble out of them?" She says she's never had trouble out of them.
yeah, they are a very, very nice machine.
And that might be why they're so expensive to buy, is because they're definitely, like industrial kind.
Yeah, that's kind of how I would put it. I mean, I've only hand driven a couple of long arms in my day, and that's always been at quilt shows. I've test driven a Benina, which is they're a nice long arm. But I've also actually had more experience on the Gamble than anything else because a friend of mine was actually she ended up buying one at the quilt show that her and I went to a couple of years ago, and yeah, very, very nice machines. But my my thing is like by the time I spent like, and it'd be different for you because you don't have access to long armors, close
Yeah, I
by.
don't. I have zero
But
access
for
except,
but
by sitting overseas.
yeah, but for me, I'm like, okay, so let's say it's like $10,000. I can send out a ton of quilts for that, and I don't have to do it. Like, and I can
Yep.
also support a small business. So
Hmm.
will I ever say I'll never get one? No, because you never know what I'm going to do in 2 years, 5 years from now. But at this point in my life, I don't foresee me getting along. I'm not really having any desire to get one because, yeah, if there's something I can't handle on this machine here or my Benina, I'm just going to send off to one of my long arm friends and pay them and, support a small business that way. So,
I had already resigned myself to realizing that I probably would never have one because, you know, they're 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 expensive, number one. And
yeah,
number two is a matter of getting one is a big ordeal.
yeah, not hard. Um, Andy says we have a Gamel minimal maintenance over 20 years, but the CUNY machines from Greece are really good and much cheaper. Yeah, that's definitely something you could look at too.
Yeah, that's
I've
what she
played
was
with the
talking about. Yeah.
yeah, the Grace machines. I've played with them a little bit at quilt shows, and they look very, very nice. Like that, if I
There
was
might
to
be a
get,
potential to get a sponsor from maybe the smaller, like what you were just talking about.
yeah,
But we have to make a proposal.
yeah, I think that's the ones that my friends up at Halo Inspirations in Williamsburg sells too. But again, like I don't have the desire to get one at this point. So, ah, dang it, I put that on the wrong way.
But I still want to buy a M8. I definitely want to buy one of those in the meantime because I need a second machine anyway. But Nikolai was looking at the prices currently on machines like the one I
Yeah,
want, and he looking at the price of the one I currently have, and they all have gone up right now because of all the inflation and everything happening worldwide with iron and metal and you
yeah,
name it that goes into these sewing machines. All that stuff is gone up right now, so because of tariffs and everything else. So it's like, well, I'll be putting that machine on the back. So I think what I'm going to do about my issue of not having a second machine, a decent one that is I think I'm going to look around for maybe a brother machine or something
Oh, that's what I was about to suggest.
that costs like, because I can buy it from the same company I bought this Janome from, and I know she sells brother machines. Maybe I can buy a midwise one that's under 5,000 Danish kroners and have that as a backup, okay, so that if I do have to send this Janome in for um servicing, I have a backup machine that won't frustrate me due to the smallness of it, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna, that's what I would suggest because like my brother that I had for years and years and years, it was an $80, it was their entry level, it was $80. That thing was a champion. I miss that machine,
Yeah,
so
well,
like
now I have a Singer Talent, which is about $150 machine, and I cannot stand that thing.
yeah,
After
but yeah, if you get
after I moved to the Janome, it's like, no, I will never go back to that one. It's too
yeah,
small.
yeah, and that's where you'd have to spend a little more. But I think if you look at that 5,000 krona budget, you'd probably get a decent rubber machine that's a
Yeah, that's
decent
what I was
size.
thinking. Yeah. So 5,000 kroners in US dollars, because I know somebody's about, how much is that in US dollars? Hang on.
About 800.
Yeah, somewhere I think about 800. Yeah.
Because I think
And
it's about
that'll give me a decent like midways brother machine, I would think.
yeah, because if I remember correctly, it's about 7.5 krones to the US dollar.
Yeah, hold on. I'll tell you exact amount here. Let's see. DK to US dollar. What the
Yeah,
word?
$779. Yeah.
Yeah,
But my guess of 800 was pretty darn close.
yeah, pretty close. So, and that's doable. It's doable because right now, M8 is 35,000 kroners.
Yeah.
It went from being 20, it just in a year, it went from being 22,000 to 35,000. And I'm like, no, I can't, not right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not pulling the
Yeah.
trigger for that. As much as I want one, no, I'm not doing it. We'll
Yeah.
wait till the prices come back down again. So in the
Yeah.
meantime, I have to find an alternative that's doable for me,
Yeah.
because I've had this Janome now for 5 years and it has not been serviced.
There is a company, and I forget the name of it. I know the lady's name is Andy. I forget her husband's name. They're friends of Russell's over at Quilt Meets World, and they have a program. It's an online course that you can take that teaches you how to service your machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll have to look the information up, or I'll ask Russ to send it over to me again. I think it's
Okay,
like
that
a
would be
hundred.
great.
Yeah, I think the course is like $200 or something, but it teaches you step by step. It gives you schematic diagrams and everything else. And so that way you could actually, like with a screwdriver and a couple other implements, you could actually service your machines yourself and do your
That's a
regular
great
maintenance.
idea.
And for
Yeah.
you, I think it's invaluable. I think that's something would really should check into.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
mind learn because I would love to learn because I have took the very bottom off of it, off this
yeah.
one to get straight pins out of the bottom of it from where it fell through.
Hmm.
But I have not tried to mess, like I'm wondering, man, maybe y'all have the answer to this. You have this side part here where you have the arm going up and down inside of it. And I
Yeah.
wonder if it doesn't get dust inside of it from where the thread runs through the
Oh,
the
quite
arm part
possibly.
of it. Yeah, and
But
I see there's a screw over here, but there's also this threader thing right here.
yeah.
It's here, and if I unscrew this, is it going to damage this?
Yeah, that's where I would recommend that course. As I said, I think it's like 199 or 240. I forget how much it is. She was at QuiltCon last year in Raleigh. I'm assuming she'll be back next year. And they usually have a sale then. So I mean, if you want to hold off until February, you might
Yeah,
save a
that's
little bit
fine.
of
I'm not in a hurry. I mean, my
yeah.
machine's fine for now.
Yeah, and she's a super sweet lady. We talked to her for a few minutes when we were there last year, and it's something I'm actually considering doing myself because My nearest Faf dealer is 5 hours away. I've heard talk about one potentially coming closer, but otherwise, yeah, I think I'd rather just do it myself as well. So,
You know,
um,
I've
sewing
seen a
machine
Faf
doctors, that
here.
might be it there, Andy.
Check the Brother PQ 1500 SL or the 1600P. They are same machines, just the 1600 is a newer version. Okay,
Yeah, that's
because I've also seen the Faf you have. I've
yeah.
actually seen, I think I've seen that actual model here in town before when they
Oh,
were selling
really?
that. Yeah, and it sat in use for like 2 years, and I guess finally someone bought it. And I think they had like 5,000 kroners on it, something like that. I think.
That's a good price for it because I think they retail for like 1,200. I got mine for six. I got a really good deal on it.
Yeah, I think that's
Um,
what I saw on it. Well, it's this Janome. When I bought it, they had put it on sale in December because she told me to wait till December that she knew that they were going to go on sale. Because I went to the shop in person when I was in Denmark, and that's how I ended up with this one. And we paid 12,000 kroners for it, which was about 1,800 US dollars.
yeah,
And now these are up to 4,000 US dollars.
yeah,
This same machine that's been on the market for a while now.
yeah. That's fine. Apparently, Linda's saying the faster and possible to work on at home. I don't know. We'll have to see. As I said, I've heard there's going to be I'm hearing rumblings that they may have a store closer to me that can maybe become a like repair agent. If that's the case, I may just have them do it. If not, maybe I don't know. I'll work it out. But that's a future Sean's problem.
What are you going to do?
Let's.
Send yours somewhere to get it serviced?
Well, they said I could send it back to because I've the store I bought it from is in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and they will happily, service it for me if I mail it to them. But it's expensive for me to ship it to Pennsylvania and ship it back, and then I'll be without it for a while. So, um, if there's a store that can do it closer, then I'd rather do that. We'll
Yeah.
have to see. As I
Yeah,
said,
that makes
I've
sense.
been talking to someone that may be doing it. I don't want to give out details in case it doesn't pan out, of course. Um, and then if not, I'd be very interested. I put the link in at sewingdocacademy.com is the link to this course. As I said, Andy, the lady that runs it, and her husband, very, very nice people. I have not taken the course, so I can't comment on whether it's good, bad, or indifference. But from what I've seen, it looks very nice. Like it actually gives you like nice diagrams to look at and so forth there as well. And I think someone like you that doesn't have access to a sewing machine store, um, you know, would be definitely a good option for you to at least consider. Yeah, Andy says look at Facebook Marketplace. Buying at new prices is definitely sticker shock. Um,
See,
okay, yeah, Linda's.
Here's what Andy said about, and she said this on the when I was doing the live the other day. She said she doesn't have contacts. That's not what I meant. But what she did say, she could guide me through writing a proposal. You
Hmm.
never know until you ask. And that's what I needed help on, is writing the right kind of proposal for it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. She'll be good. Andy will be good at that.
Let me
All
see
right,
here.
so I've got that much done on the third one, but I guess we do need to wrap things up because I do need to run away in a few moments.
That one's going to be different, huh?
It is. I'm going to put the pink and yellow around as well. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, it's going
I'm
to be
just
interesting when you finish it.
yeah. I'll share pictures once I'm done. But it's just you just pull scraps out and you just see what happens. And I think it's going to turn out really nicely.
Andy says she thinks it's called, and let me write that down. She says she thinks it's something like Soul Machine Doctors, and she's thinking about trying to get her husband to learn how to service machines, which is a good idea. It doesn't hurt for us to learn, that's for sure. I mean, it's so Terry that repairs.
Oh yeah, she does too. Yeah, Terry, and then there's Dawn over at my quilt project. She does a lot of repairs, especially in older machines. as well. So yeah, you can also reach out to those folks to help out as well, which is good. So
Yeah,
Joy says she thought Virginia would have a Farf dealer or someone that repairs them. It's a big state and right door. Yeah, there isn't. If you go onto the Farf site, there's one place down in North Carolina somewhere at the other end of the state, which doesn't really help me at all. And then yeah, Pennsylvania's it. But as I said, there may be someone closer by, within driving distance where I can go drop it off and go pick it up the next week. So we'll have to see what happens. Like I'm not worried about it. Um, yeah, that's future Sean's problem. So there you go. So did you want to just show what you had
still working on
created
the next one.
today?
Yeah, they saw the star, so I was just starting the next one. I'm slow. What can I say?
Ah, you're fine. Do you want to take me off spotlight so I can actually see
Oh,
what you're
yeah,
doing?
sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I was trying to write the stuff down they were talking in the chat with.
I'll send you
Okay,
the link. I can send you the link
okay.
in a moment.
And let me share before we shut down, here's Sean's
Uh-huh.
link to his channel. Those of you that are not subscribed to Sean's channel, go over and hop on his channel and subscribe and watch some of his videos, like them, comment on them. They do help our channels. Hey, honey, my
I gotta
honey's in the
say, look
chat.
what the cat just drug in.
Yeah. You have in Carrie, huh?
Yeah, Kerry NC, she's saying there's this Farf dealer there. It's on the other side of Raleigh.
Oh,
This is it,
okay.
yeah, which is probably a good 3.5, 4 hour drive for me. So
Yeah, yeah.
um
Linda
yeah, I'm
says she
think
likes servicing her Juki, but this staff, damn it, has all the kind of tricky clip things. The dealer said it would also void my warranty.
okay, so what you're telling me is I just need to send it somewhere and not even try. Okay, that's good to know before I spend a bunch of money on it. Yeah,
Um, Joy T says that her local quilt shop is a Janome dealer, but they service all machines, John. Look
yeah,
into
look
that
into
also
that.
in your
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, that's kind of my backup plan too. I think the one this well, I think was it Tidewater Sovac. I think they service all machines. But if I can have someone that's specific to Fav, that would be
Yeah,
great. But
yeah.
again, that's gonna be a 2026 problem, and I should have answers on the one place that I'm talking to by then. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, Carey's just a little too far away for me to drive down twice. Um,
How many hours
unfortunately.
is it?
About 3.5. It's on the other side of Raleigh from me, on the western side of Raleigh.
Oh, okay. So basically, if you went, yeah, because unless they could get it serviced the day while you hang about and wait for it, or spend one night in a hotel or something.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to spend the night in a hotel, I could ship it to Pennsylvania and back for that. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
true.
it.
Yep, yep,
We'll
that's
we'll we'll,
true.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, so that it's good to know that they're there. I think I know which shop you're talking about. Um, yeah. But I said, hopefully we'll get this one closer, which will be like within an hour of me. So that'd be nice. All right. Well, we
Hey,
better run away. I don't want to, rush you off, but
thank you, Sean, for coming.
it's been fun. I enjoyed this, and we got some good stuff done today, and I'm
Yeah, we
really happy
did.
of.
Now everybody has an idea of what we're working toward. So next month we've been getting together once a month to do this. So we will let you know in a couple weeks when the next date will be, or
Yeah,
we may have the date set. I don't know when we're setting the date, but it'll be on a Sunday like it's been being. And like
yeah.
I said, we're doing this as a slow burn. This is why we're not giving you a finish date yet, because he works, he's busy, and I have lots on my plate right now too with
I
the
was gonna say,
summer
never a
job
dull
going
moment.
on. Yeah, well, yeah, especially since I'm tour guiding and stuff. So,
Yeah,
and I get tired when I tour guide. Come home, I'm like, you know.
I know.
Anyway,
I hear you.
I will be on John's live today, Guys Craft 2. So hop on over there for that as well. This will be the first time that I've been on his channel. I'm super excited because it's nice to get to go to someone else's channel and I don't have to do anything but just sew and talk. So see
Yeah.
y'all on that one today. And thank you for all coming. And remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do? You make something beautiful from that. See you
Yep.
next time on the next live. And don't forget, I have a live on Tuesday for with crocheting. That will be Tuesday. That's that once a month that I've been doing too. So see you on that also. So bye everyone.
Okay, have a good day. Thank you.
Again, Sean, thank you for coming too.
My pleasure.
All right, let me log off of here. Okay, we're off.
Okay.